All right, look like we're going live. We will get started here in a minute. Hello. Glad to see you all coming on. Thank you very much for joining us. Give it a minute or so for a few more to join us, and we'll get started with tonight's lesson. Thank you, Pastor Linda. Miss, how you doing? All right. Hello, King. Hello, Della. All right. Let's give about another minute, and we will get going tonight's lesson. All right. If you have a minute and can do it without leaving us, be sure to invite some of your friends to come on over and join us. All right. Just about another 30 seconds, and we'll take right off with tonight's lesson. Glad to have you all joining us. All right, let's get going with tonight's lesson. Thank you all for joining us for tonight's Bible study. It's a fundamental walk through the Bible, a fundamental read through the Bible. It's from the Christian perspective with commentaries that I make. If that's not the view you're looking for, this is not the video for you to watch. Just turn it off and move on about your way. We're going to look tonight at Jeremiah, the 32nd chapter. We're going to focus mainly on the first 16 verses of that. And tonight's title is called Restorative Hope. Restorative Hope. And we're going to look at that particular topic tonight. And we're going to use Jeremiah as a backdrop to looking at what I call restorative hope. For those of you who've been with me before in Bible studies, I like to give them unique titles, those that fit for what I like to teach. If you teach it later, perhaps you'll call it something else. But I want to call this restorative hope, and you'll be able to see what we mean by that as we continue to teach this lesson. Now, if you're following along with this, feel free to make comments. But if you note, Angie Jackson, she makes very, very good comments. Again, and we'll talk about, since we're talking about Jeremiah tonight, I also say Jeremiah had Barak, but I have Angie Jackson. So she collects a lot of our notes and commentaries for us as we go. So these will be commentaries that I've written myself. So occasionally you'll see me looking down at notes, and you'll also see me looking off to the side at my other computer for the Bible reading. All right, so let's get going tonight. We're talking about restorative hope. Now, when we start to think about restorative hope, let's set the backdrop for this already. All right. For most people, when they know they're going to go into some situation where it's going to be stressful and there's going to be a lot of drama, they tend to prepare for it. All right. For example, you're going to the family reunion, you know that one uncle that always misbehaved is going to be there. Every family has at least one. Some have two or three. But you know they're going to be there, so you start to prepare for it. Or you get ready to go on a trip. You know you have that one kid that's just going to misplace the socks, the shoes. Something's going to happen, all right? So most people start, because they know the drama's coming, they start to prepare for the drama. Well, let me let you in on something. Restorative hope prepares for after the drama. You get it? So restorative hope prepares for after the drama. Restorative hope recognizes there's going to be drama. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of preparation for the drama, but I am going to make preparation for after the drama. I'm going to make preparation for after I'm healed. I'm going to make preparation for after I have my job. I'm going to make preparation for after my career gets going. I'm going to make preparation for after my home has been rebuilt. You get it? So restorative hope puts hope in knowing there is a sure future. And therefore, instead of sitting here whining about the circumstance I'm in today, I'm going to start to get up and say, wait a minute. I just filled out an application last week. Let me get me a new suit ready to go because I know I'm going to be hired. You get it? That's what restorative hope does. It puts hope that there is a future, and instead of whining about the now and the circumstance and the situation, you say, let me get ready because I know restoration is coming. And that's what I call restorative hope. And that's where we find Jeremiah. Backdrop. Jeremiah is an Israelite. He's in the kingdom of Judah with King Zedekiah. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so he's with King Zedekiah. But that entire kingdom is being besieged or being attacked by Babylon. Babylon was a real strong power at the time. They were not Israelites. So anybody that was not like a Babylonian, they attacked them. So they want to take over the kingdom here. Oh, you got it? So that's what we see happening. So what's happening here for Jeremiah is the city of Jerusalem where he is under attack. But not only is the city under attack, but Jeremiah is on the guard. He's being guarded by his own people. Let's read it. You got it? So Babylon's being attacked, King Zedekiah, who's an Israelite, but King Zedekiah has Jeremiah in lockdown. Some of you might be in a situation where you feel locked down. Hang on to your restorative hope. You're coming up. Watch this. Jeremiah. Ready to read? All right, I'm reading NIV version tonight. 32nd chapter, Jeremiah. This is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the 10th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, which was the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. The army of king of Babylon was besieging Jerusalem, and Jeremiah the prophet was confined in the courtyard of the guard in the royal palace of Judah. In other words, while the city is on attack, Jeremiah is in a situation where he himself is under attack by his own people. Watch this. You see, restorative hope is for circumstances that are there to teach you to expect defeat. Watch the scripture. Restorative hope is when you feel circumstances are trying to teach you to accept defeat. Watch this. All this first verse is saying is that Jeremiah is locked up by his own king. Therefore, how's he going to ask somebody for help? The king told him to lock him up. So it could feel hopeless, could feel lost for Jeremiah. Not only that, this is the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. By now, Nebuchadnezzar is a very strong force in that region. So now it can look like you're not going to have a future. And sometimes your circumstance will try to teach you simply to lay down, roll over, and expect to be defeated. You've been sick for many years. This is just a new sickness for you. It's been on you for year after year, day after day. You have to try to do something to feel better about your sickness. Sometimes that's the enemy trying to convince you to roll over and accept defeat. Restorative hope won't let you roll over and lay down. You get it? And that's what's happening to Jeremiah. He says, I know I should be defeated. I know I should quit. I know I should give up. But restorative hope said there is a sure future for me. You've got to hold on to your restorative hope. So restorative hope again for circumstances is trying to teach you to expect defeat. All right. And you feel constrained by those circumstances. Jeremiah felt very constrained by this. He's probably a bit frustrated by it. I mean, you're frustrated that every time you get a bill is bigger than what you expected and more than you could pay. You're frustrated because you've been working that job and you never get a promotion. You feel constrained now. Everybody else is taking a vacation, fly off to here, go where they feel like anytime they want to, do whatever they want to, and you can't even run over to the Sam's Club for free samples. You get it? So this is what happened. You can feel constrained. You can feel that you have to work so hard, and look like all your money is gone. You can feel constrained. You can feel like you've helped everybody else and there's no one else to help you, no one there to help you. You can feel constrained. You need restorative hope for those situations. All right, verse 3. Now, Zedekiah, king of Judah, had imprisoned him there, saying, why do you prophesy as you do? And I'm going to skip about a little bit. All right. This is what the Lord says. I'm about to give this city into the hands of the king of Babylon, and it will be captured. Zedekiah, king of Judah, will not escape the Babylonians, okay, but will certainly be given over to the hand of the king of Babylon and will speak to him face to face and see him in his eyes. He will take Zedekiah to Babylon, where he will remain until I deal with him, declares the Lord. If you fight against Babylonians, you will not succeed. In other words, Jeremiah was telling the king of Israel that you're not going to win this battle. Now, there were good reasons he told him that and not going to win it. But in situations of restorative hope, one thing you don't lose is your eye for truth. It can be dangerous, but you don't lose your eye for truth when it comes to restorative hope. By the way, this is also how we know that Jeremiah was likely, and we believe he was, an authentic prophet. Why? He's locked up by the king and he's still prophesying against the king. You'd have to be a true prophet to do that. In other words, Jeremiah, he is in today's time, occasionally, I'm not telling you it always happens, but occasionally you'll have a prophet liar come by, and all he tells you, everybody's going to be a millionaire. Everybody's not going to be a millionaire. Okay. All right. All right. If you saw him this year at the conference, he told you you're going to be a millionaire, and every time he see you, tell you you're going to be a millionaire. Okay. And he didn't tell you about the fact that some other stuff you're into, that you're going to have to reap what you've sown for those. That's essentially what Jeremiah is telling King Zedekiah, that yes, God's gonna have to let you reap what you've sown. Okay. True prophets aren't afraid to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, even if the truth doesn't feel good to the person that they're sharing it with. Got it? So be aware of that. So we're pretty sure he was a true prophet. I'm not sure I could have stood up under this, but I think I might have. But who knows? But restorative hope is my point. He had restorative hope, therefore he was not afraid of the truth. You shouldn't be afraid of the truth when you have restorative hope. All right? So Jeremiah said, the word of the Lord came to me, this is verse 6, and told me, watch this critical point of this whole discussion. Jeremiah said, verse 6, the word of the Lord came to me, Hananiah, son of Shalom, your uncle is going to come to you and say, buy a field at Anathoth. In other words, he told Jeremiah, okay, you're going to have an opportunity to buy a field. In other words, Jeremiah, even though you are constrained and feel captive, even though you're sick, you're going to have an opportunity to invest in your future. That's what he's telling him. Okay? He's telling him you're going to have an opportunity to invest in your future. And I speak that to someone tonight that sometimes it look like things aren't going to work too well, but you're going to have an opportunity to invest in your future. God's going to send someone by to confirm that to you, that you have an opportunity to invest in your future. Restorative hope will let you look forward to investing in your future. You're not rolling off. Listen, you're a little bit up in age and you're a little sick and you're old, but you haven't started to sell off all your good stuff at home. My God, you might as well enjoy it till you leave here. Don't plan your leaving. Plan your living. Plan your staying. Continue to live. Don't worry. Somebody will take care of all that stuff after you're gone. If they don't, it won't matter. You'll be up in glory. All right. So here it is. He said, buy a field. This is verse 7. Because as nearest relative, you have a right and a duty to buy it. Listen, you have a right to invest in your future, and you need to start to believe in that and live like that. Okay? If you're in the hospital, don't invite the pity party folk over to the hospital to see you. You're there to invest in your future. You want to be healed. You want to get up and get out of there. Okay? Don't have them measuring up for your coffin before you leave. You get it? Pastors, don't start closing your doors until everybody's gone. You look around, you say, well, there's only 10, might as well close the door. Invest in your future. That's a good day to send out an invitation, tell everybody, come on over, there's plenty of space. You get it? Invest in your future. It's what you got to do. Buy a field. Do something that says, I believe I still have a future. Stop speaking negative to your kids and start speaking to them like you believe they are already recovered, not recovering, but they have already recovered. Okay, then just as the Lord said, my cousin Haman came to me and he said, buy the field. Okay, since it's your right. That's verse 8 through 8. So basically came and did just like the Lord said. Restorative hope, by the way, in season of restorative hope, God will always send by a prophetic message for you. He will confirm that you should hold on. Listen, but here's the thing. Sometimes he sends it when you're the most frustrated. Okay? Even you good saints are about to cuss. If that's you, you probably got restorative hope on the way. You get it? Restorative hope comes when it just looked like you just nothing's going to happen. He will send a prophetic word to you. Okay? That word may have come to some of you tonight. All right. Verse latter part of verse 8 say, I knew that this was the word of the Lord. That's how I knew it's the word of the Lord. He told me in advance, and it came to pass. If it's prophetic, he'll tell you, and it comes to pass. So I brought the field for my cousin, and I signed the deed, had it witnessed, had the scale weighed out, and paid for it. People with restorative hope aren't looking for a deal. They'll carry their own weight. People with restorative hope aren't looking for a deal. They carry their own weight. They do things decently and in order. People with restorative hope make sure that the loopholes are closed. They're not looking to open loopholes that they themselves can sneak through. He did the things proper. This way, everybody would know that he was looking for hope. You follow? All right. So what's the difference? You see, with it being under siege and Babylon taking over the area, you might guess he'd say, look, we're going to lose the land anyway. Can you cut me a deal? You get it? People restored to hope expect to walk fully and expect to receive fully. And that's where Jeremiah is finding himself. He's not afraid of his future. Therefore, he's not afraid to invest in it and pay for it. What about you? How are you doing toward investing in your future? How are you doing? Are you trying to cut deals, or are you saying, you know what? The Lord has given me a revelation that I can stand on my own feet. Your feet may be a little more wobbly than someone else, but they're your own feet. Stand on and do the best you can. All right. So he did it. He went and bought it. He did it proper. He signed it. And he said, I took the deed of purchase and sealed a copy on the conditions and sealed it. And I gave it to Barak in the presence of my cousin so that he could witness it. Okay. And signed the deed, and all the Jews sit in the courtyard of the guard. In words, he said, I was not afraid to let everyone know that I am investing in my future despite how my current looks. Woo, I'm going to say that again. I am investing in my future regardless of how my current looks. I believe I need to say that one more time. I am investing in my now, in my current, regardless of how my circumstance, my future circumstance look. Because I have restored a hope. Therefore, I have, keyword coming up, vision beyond the circumstance. When you have restorative hope, you have vision beyond the circumstance. And that's why you're able to keep going when everybody else has fallen over, given up, and can't make it. That's where Jeremiah is. He bought a field that, from all eyes and what it looked like, was going to be taken over by the enemy, and he bought it. For some, they say that's a waste. Not a waste. You're investing in your future because you have restorative hope. You do it because you know a prophetic word has moved on your spirit. You get it? Some of you experiencing a prophetic word tonight. God's been telling you how to get your future going, but you've been nervous because your current circumstance says you can't do it anymore. You ask yourself, can I get up for one more battle? Yes, you can get up for one more battle. Do I have one more swing left in me? Yes. Restorative hope says you have one more swing left in you. Take it, baby, take it. All right? Now, let me take a look at some of my notes here and make sure that I highlight a few features here when it comes to restorative hope. Yeah. Restorative hope is that hope that will restore you when everything around you is crashing down. All right. What it will do is it will preserve or reserve a portion, okay, for you for your future. Okay. In other words, there is a portion of what's happening to you right now has been reserved to bless you in your future. Okay. Hope will keep you until you experience it. Okay. Listen, you parents of children, this is why you try to raise your children with good morals and good spiritual values and good values all together. Here's why. One day you're going to get old, and you just might need an investment in your child to be the thing that carries you, okay, into your old age. Very important you remember that. Okay. That's why we invest the way we do. it's a sad thing if a pastor does not invest in his congregation. It'll be that very congregation when things are crumbling around you and look like you can't preach the gospel anymore. That very congregation will be right there to support you. You get it? Husband and wives, make sure you invest in each other, because a portion of that is reserved for your future. Okay? All right, you got it? So it's like putting money in the stock market, but it ain't gonna crash. You get it? So be aware of that. That's what restorative hope is. All right? All right, yeah. Restorative hope releases the spiritual burden of the condition you're currently in. Restorative hope releases the spiritual burden, or relieves, perhaps a better term, relieves the spiritual burden of the condition you're currently in. All right? And it does it because God has allowed you to see and invest in your own future. So it relieves the spiritual burden of the condition you're currently in because God has allowed you to see and invest in your own future. And there's nothing like investing in your own future, because you know better than anyone else exactly what you need. Okay? It's always interesting, when people like to have people prepare things for them. Sometimes doing it yourself is the best way, because you know exactly how it is. Some of you people who can cook, you know what I'm talking about. You can go to all the smorgasbords and all the buffets and all the expensive restaurants you want. But you get there, you eat the food, and then you go home and say, that wasn't it. But you get in the kitchen, man, you start stirring it up, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? And it comes out just like your taste was looking for. That's what restorative hope is. It's giving an opportunity to prepare that dish to fit your taste perfectly. You get it? That's what restorative hope does. No one can prepare it like you. I am somewhat of an artist. I know that about me, and I drive people absolutely nuts when it comes to art. If you see my art and you see a mistake, you better bet I didn't see it. Okay? That's what I do. I believe I take a lot of effort to put my art together, because sometimes having another artist do it, not quite what I was looking for. You get it? But restorative hope will let you have that vision to see and receive exactly what your spirit needs. All right? Yeah. All right. So here's what happens many times and why you need restorative hope. And this is what happened to Jeremiah. When the current situation seemed to be violating your rights as a kingdom person who's living. Let me say it another way. When the current situation seemed to be violating your rights as living in the kingdom, okay, as a person living in the kingdom, you need restorative hope, because sometimes the circumstance look like it's violating the right for you to enjoy living in the kingdom, enjoy yourself being a child of God. It will do that. Restorative hope will let you hang in there when the walls are crumbling down around you and you feel confined. It'll let you hold on to that. So with that, let me give you a definition of restorative hope and finish with a few other points. Ready? Here we go. Restorative hope is hope that moves your spiritual vision from its current state of hopelessness to that state you can physically respond to a state that you can physically respond to by acting out an event, it's a long definition, that positions you with your future blessings. You got it? Watch for Angie Jackson, and she'll have it summarized after this video is over for you. But restorative hope is that hope that moves your spiritual vision from its current state of hopelessness to a state that you can physically respond to by acting out on an event that positions you for your future blessings. That's a long definition. Now let me break it down to you. Restorative hope lets you act like you have a sure future. Revis, short definition. Restorative hope lets you act like you have a sure future. You start living that sure future by investing in it now. That's the short definition. Lets you start living like you have a future and acting like you have a future. And you start to live it by investing in it now. That's a short definition. Okay, the first one will show up in the book. All right. So let me give you 4 other features here that you want to think about when it comes to restorative hope in these last few minutes that we have. Just 4 features here that I want you to remember and hang on to. Yeah. Restorative hope, one of the features is it allows you to experience current calm in calamity. Okay, restorative hope allows you to experience current calm in calamity for future delight in destiny. Okay, it allows you to experience current calm in calamity for future delight in destiny. In other words, things are a bit chaotic right now. Don't let it shake you too badly. Take a position of restorative hope and expect that your destiny is going to be delightful. Second thing, restorative hope brings the voice of God active, okay, on turmoil now, okay, for your return later. Okay, you get it? Restorative hope brings the voice of God, makes the voice of God active on turmoil now for your return later. So the voice of God will come now to you, and it's come to some of you tonight. It's preparing you for later. The third one, with the voice of God, it encourages physical investment now for possessions later. It encourages physical investment now for possession later. An example of that is what happened with some of these young people who could just absolutely sing. Their parents invested in them very young when they couldn't sing at all and allowed them to scream around the house all day long. But now they're turning into ministers with great voices for the gospel. You get it? That happens a lot. So it allows you to invest now for later. Something physical. You do something tangible. It gets beyond just the spirit. So that's the point you need to understand. Restorative hope gets beyond just the academic, spiritual, and beyond the emotional. It gets into you physically investing. You physically going to the conference. You physically going to the church. You physically giving your tithe and offering. You physically participating in the ministry. You physically writing the book. You physically do something. Someone say, well, I've gotten too old to write a book. Sound like a good time for you to write a book. Someone says, well, I never played the piano. Good day to start. That's what restorative hope does. And the fourth principle, lest we be, okay, so stay on time here, is restorative hope. And this is kind of the coup de grace, the finishing blow, the big point. It reconciles a question of, does God really care? It reconciles a question of, does God really care? The answer is yes. Otherwise, he would not allow you to make the investment. The fact that you're making an investment in your walk, make an investment in the call of God on your life, is evidence that God still cares. There's an unction inside of you called restorative hope. It's that little bit of voice, that unction that keeps making you go when you don't feel like going. It's called restorative hope. So when your future state looks bleak and uncertain, based on the current situations over you, restorative hope assures you that your latter will be greater than your former. It assures you that tomorrow will be better than yesterday. That next year will be better than this year. That your end is going to be the best season of your life, not the worst. Restorative Hope says you have a future worth investing in. Invest now because you have Restorative Hope. This is Dr. Anthony Revis, Faith Ministries Church, Midland, Michigan, USA. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.